swoops on the crown with massive basket.
3. You are kidding me.
And the fire burned brightest. Townsville are WNBL champions for the 4th time.
Round 14 of the Cygnett WNBL concludes in the wild and very warm west, with the Perth Lynx hosting the UC Capitals. It's crunch time for the Lynx, who desperately need to flip their fortunes promptly if they're to have any hope of playing in the finals. But their cause will be helped significantly today by the return of their star import, who'll play her first game in nearly 2 months. Yet Canberra regains its own star guard in Jade Melbourne, who's back in action after a whirlwind Opals campaign. It's the Lynx and the Caps on a Sunday at the Bendat Basketball Centre, and you've made a great choice to join us here on 9 Now for the next 2 hours. Ben Waterworth with you as his former WNBL coach and Opals assistant, Laurie Chiswick. Laurie, you've had the calculator out, you've crunched the numbers meticulously, and it all points to a must-win game for the Lynx.
Absolutely no question about that, Ben. If they win, they keep their season alive. If they lose, well, it's really go home.
Very much so, particularly the result earlier in the day with Southside beating Sydney has helped their cause significantly. Also helping their cause is the return of Aari McDonald. So these two teams have already met 2 times this year. The first time they met was December 27. Aari McDonald hurt her knee. Prior to that game, they were 8-3, the Perth Lynx. In the 8 games that she's been gone, Laurie, they're 1-7, the Perth Lynx. So my goodness, does she come back at a good time.
Well, it's so great to see her back on court. She was so influential in those first 8 games of the season, and really had put her hand up to be MVP quality. And then, unfortunately, that injury came, and you know, it's so good to see that she's back on court, and we as the fans can actually get to see her play again.
She'll be coming off the bench on restricted minutes today, but she'll have a big impact on the game, no doubt. Let's have a look at the WNBL ladder state of play ahead of the final game of round 14. As I mentioned, Laurie, you've been studying the numbers, and we could be set for a thrilling end to this WNBL season.
Well, we know that we've got this game and then 1 round to go, but look at the logjam from 3rd to 6th, and those are legitimate chances to make the finals. So if Perth win their next 2 games, they will sit at 11-10 for the season. Then it relies on other teams, but, you know, Bendigo, Sydney, Melbourne, they all could end up on 11-10 as well. So who knows what happens then, but either way, the formula for Perth is they must win this game.
I can't remember a finish like it in recent times. It's going to be very, very exciting. A must-win game for the Lynx as we have a look at their starting 5. So not just Aari McDonald back, she'll be coming off the bench, McDonald, today, but Annalee Maley, the captain, is back. She missed 1 game, but 2 very handy inclusions for the Perth Lynx.
Definitely, and Maley, we know that she owns the board. She brings a scoring punch. But I tell you what, the player that really excelled in the last 2 times these teams met was Amy Atwell, scoring 36 points and 26, thank you very much. So that she is definitely somebody that Canberra will need to keep their eye on.
And from a Canberra perspective, as I mentioned off the top, Jade Melbourne back for the UC Caps today to lead them along with Alex Sharp. She missed out on Thursday night's game, probably just a little bit too close after the Opals qualifying event, but and again, a more than handy inclusion for the Caps.
Well, I know for a fact that she really wanted to get on the court, but it was the physios, the medicos that said, no, just hang there, you know, coming back and play on the Sunday game. So good to see her back in the lineup. And the other player that, again, featured very, very well the last time these teams met was Alex Sharp, 29 points, 19 rebounds. So she's going to want to have a big game today alongside Jade Melbourne to give their team any chance of winning.
So Perth have won 7 of the past 9 games against the Capitals, but it is a 1-1 split this season. Back in December, Perth defeated the Caps 98-90, and then in round 11, a few weeks afterwards, the Caps able to defeat the Perth Lynx 81-75, and that was one of 7 losses for the Lynx without Aari McDonald. But McDonald is back today, albeit on restricted minutes. And she comes back at a really important time. The Lynx must win to keep their finals hopes alive. The Caps, though, hoping to try and finish their season with a bang. Underway at the Bendat Basketball Centre. It is warm outside in Perth, but all good in the Bendat Basketball Centre to play on. Goodchild pulls the trigger on the three, the first of many, you think, three-point attempts from the Lynx today.
That's their game. Run, gun, shoot the threes if you're open. Everybody has a green light.
Alex Sharp back playing against her old side as well. Potter driving to the rack, denied by another Potter. The Potter's hand gets in the way. That is M. Potter, who then puts up the three and falls well short. Not normally her go-to shot.
That's probably not the first shot of the game that she wants to be taking.
It was wide open, but Sharp shows her athleticism and gets scoring underway.
She's just been a real revelation this whole season for her. What a great move to head to Canberra. Now they're out and running in that turnover.
Fowler. And an excellent acquisition for the Caps this season. Sharp, Melbourne, guarded by Atwell, crossing over, look away pass into the corner. And Potter again. This time gets it to go.
Nice little up fake, got her defense in the air. Nice baseline drive and strong finish.
A Gem Potter and an M Potter out there today as an offensive foul is called on the Lynx, and this is an ideal start here for the visitors. Here is Emily Potter, who travelled to China to be part of the Canadian national setup.
Actually, she was in the Canadian team was in Hungary.
Hungary, sorry, Laurie.
The qualifying tournament, and she was very much a part of that Canadian team that just snuck in over the line and will be at the Olympics.
Melbourne off target with that attempt. Maley argues her case, but it is off her hands, and it will be a baseline ball here for the Caps. 4-15 so far this WNBL season. They've been so close in a lot of games. Melbourne finds Fowler, who finds Gemma Potter, who hits the three. Or two, rather.
Maybe if we just say Potter enough, we'll cover most of the players out there, because both of the Potters from the teams have been influential early.
Foot was just on the line there from Gemma Potter. And then she's called for the foul, but it is awesome to see her not only back playing for the Caps this season, but just in the last couple of games she started. She had 18 points in 33 minutes in the Caps' last game.
Really grown with confidence.
Goodchild, lovely step into the lane. And then Maley brings down the rebound as only Annalie Maley can, and she draws the contact.
Annalie Maley just has that skill to be able to search out and hunt the ball and come up with it, and it's not an easy skill, and you really have to work on it, but she's really fine-tuned that over her career.
Emily Potter kicking it out for Maley, who has a good look for three and drains it. First points for the Lynx. Three-point percentage been a bit low from Annalie Maley compared to her past star-studded seasons. So that's an early confidence booster for the MVP. Sharp catch and shoot. And Okoye couldn't quite bring down the offensive rebounds.
Well, we saw that Perth were in a 2-3 zone there, so maybe their game plan is on a score to go into a zone, and if they don't score, stay man-to-man. We'll have to see.
So Alex Cibertoni, who has started with Erin McDonald out injured. She starts again today with McDonald coming off the bench as Annalie Maley is all oxygen on that second triple attempt of hers. Okoye caught in two minds, not sure whether to feed Gemma Potter. She does eventually with 8 seconds to shoot. Fowler cuts, ignored. Sharp goes hard inside, back to Gemma Potter, fumbles, still gets it up, gets it nowhere near the ring. So good defensive set there for the Perth Lynx.
It really was, and Canberra were playing basically a 5-out, looking to pass and cut, and unfortunately for them, we had a cutter and a driver at the exact same time, so they took up each other's space.
42 degrees in Perth at the moment. All good to go, though, on the inside. Chibatoni misses the 2, mainly with another offensive rebound. Atwell gets free, feeds Emily Potter, who gets the 2. Count the points. She's going to the line for an extra.
Wow, that was a great teamwork by Perth. You can see that Canberra went to double Atwell because they're so concerned about her and the impact that she had last game.
Yep.
Potter went straight to the basket, and Amy Atwell was able to get that pass to her, which wasn't easy because she had 2 defenders on her.
A 71% free throw shooter, Emily Potter, this season. And she completes the 3-point play. So after the Caps hit the first 6, the Lynx have hit back with the next 6. And we're all tied up almost halfway through this opening quarter.
See, they are in that zone now.
Melbourne tries to find a way through, gives it straight to Goodchild, and she is off to Maley.
And that is Perth's game. Run, get a rebound, get the outlet pass. Maley sprinting down the court. It was actually a 3-on-2 situation. And of course, Annalie Maley, good at finishing at that tempo.
Yeah, so an 8-zip run here for the Perth Lynx, and they lead for the first time today. This time out is brought to you by Cygnett, Australia's #1 digital accessories brand. Cygnett continues to power the WNBL, Australian owned and designed. Cygnett is available at JB Hi-Fi, Officeworks and other leading retailers. For more information, head to cygnett.com. So you mentioned Amy Atwell and her ability to hit the scoreboard in the previous 2 outings between the Perth Lynx and the UC Capitals. I suppose we can see already the Canberra determination on defence to ensure that she just has no free space, because in those games against the Caps when she scored 29 and 36, she was 4 of 12 from 3-point range and 7 of 14. So she put up 26 3-point attempts across those 2 games, and early on they're giving her no room to move.
Well, they aren't, but you have to be careful with that sort of strategy, because not only is she a good shooter, she's got a good basketball IQ. So when she sees that she's double teamed, she's going to make that extra pass and find her teammate. She's comfortable with that, so you can't overhelp just by worrying so much about her shot.
She's the definition of a scorer as well. 8 times she's had 20 or more points this season and averaging the 18 per game. Big impact for the Lynx. What have the Caps got here after conceding the past 4 straight field goals? Sharp is pressured here by Chibatoni. Okoye with 3 to shoot, has to put it up for it, fell well short. It's an offensive foul even before the shot clock violation. So all going the Lynx's way in the past 2.5 minutes.
You can see Annalie there outside of the charge circle, just held her ground, and the foul was called.
Okoye takes a seat. Japanese international, as does Alex Sharp. She was awesome for the Lynx in her 3 seasons before making the big move to the Caps, where she really has thrived. Lob pass inside. It's Potter on Potter. Emily Potter misses and then grabbed the rebound and drew the contact.
It's good that they're looking inside for Emily Potter. There's a bit of a mismatch there, and we can see on screen the much anticipated return of Ari McDonald. It'll be so good to see her back on court and see what she can do. Tough to come back from that length of injury and have an immediate impact.
Missed 8 games with a knee injury, and the Perth Lynx were saying during the week as well that they've been working really, really closely. In fact, with Los Angeles, her new WNBA team, Perth have almost appreciated the, I suppose, attention that Los Angeles are giving towards how the Lynx are treating McDonald's come back to play at the moment. So looking forward to seeing what she does on the court. She comes back with her team with holding a 4-point advantage. Guarding Munga here. In the meantime, the Caps, oh, no look pass there from Melbourne was pretty and finds Gemma Potter.
It was great because I was impressed with the defense of Perth and how they're mixing it up, but what control and patience by by Jade Melbourne. Nice little drive by McDonald.
Fresh 14 now for the Lynx to work with. Atwell goes to work, drives into the lane. Can try and stop her on the outside, but she's still just as good in the lane.
That was a lot of strength shown by Amy Atwell.
Serious player, Amy Atwell. Gemma Potter, guarded by Gorman, who's on the floor. Melbourne goes to work on McDonald. Munga for three. Can't get it to go, but a rebound by Fowler, who then puts it up, and it rattles in for the Caps.
She's another player for Canberra that I've been impressed with all season, averaging 11 points, but just really comes to play every game.
McDonald's first field goal attempt is off target, but Maley is playing with a fierce determination early. She will head to the line to shoot a couple.
Well, that's Annalise Maley's third offensive rebound in the first quarter, 6 minutes gone by.
Alex Sharp stepping back onto the floor as we have a look at Annalise Maley from the charity stripe, a 71% free throw shooter, and had big games against the Caps in the two previous meetings. 17 points, 15 rebounds, and 12 points and 12 rebounds. 10 double-doubles on the season for Annalise Maley. Just a really consistent campaign for her. Her first with the Lynx. And sticking around in Perth, I was going to say as well, she's recently signed for a local NBL 1 team as well, so loving the WA lifestyle.
Well, I was going to mention that, you know, these two teams, they're quite even. So they've each, when they played a home game, won that game. So this will decide head-to-head. But when you look at the stats between them, there's a lot of evenness between them.
Cut inside towards Clark. Idea was right, and then the Lynx gave away the foul. Jada Clark has come onto the floor.
Canberra do a great job with their movement off the ball. So on that cut, you could see that it was a really hard cut. She went at pace through the key. Sometimes players can sort of jog through the key, but everything that Canberra does is at pace.
Jade Kirasome with the pass inside, and now she's driving along the baseline and turning it over to Maley, and Amy Atwell is off to the races. The hardest shot in basketball, nails it.
The pressure of a wide open layup.
It doesn't get much more wide open than what Amy Atwell just had. But a couple of early layups for her. And a layup at the other end, a tougher one, is hit though by Munga. Perth having a good look at their bench players here. Atwell pulls the trigger on a long range three. That was a tough contested shot. Clark brings down the rebound, and Sharp goes through. No foul called. Fowler is blocked, and the Lynx get the ball back. Alex Fowler been busy working hard up and down the floor at the moment, trying to have an impact at both ends. Already has, talking about Annalise Maley's work off the offensive glass. Well, Fowler herself has 3 offensive rebounds too. Here's McDonald. Did she put the arm out? She did. Offensive foul is the call.
Well, she came off those 2 high screens and looked like she was trying to round the corner here, but a really good aggressive switch and drew that foul.
Alex Fowler hitting the deck. Yes, Erin McDonald back for her first game since December 27. Recently coming off also an injury-interrupted WNBA season with Atlanta, and just in the last couple of weeks, traded to Los Angeles. Sharp. Clark. Can't get it to go. Maley with another board. She might go all the way coast to coast here, Annalise Maley. Her eyes lit up, and again she drew the contact and will again head to the free throw line.
Well, just such a great decision by Annalise Maley. She was coming down at full steam, and then little hesitation dribble, got her defense to just rise a little bit out of the stance and then was able to explode in and draw the foul. Annalie Maley is having a really good start to this game at both ends of the court.
Can't get that one to go. Can the WNBL MVP from season 2022, number one rebounder in the WNBL the previous 2 seasons. She's right up there again. She receives it long here. Atwell thought about the 3. Munga was there to guard. Atwell works her way inside, misses the 2, gets the offensive rebound and misses again.
Oh, she'll be disappointed in that. She did all the hard work to get her first shot, then get her offensive rebound, and just missed the second shot.
Melbourne, tough attempt, but she was good enough to draw the contact. So both teams with early trips to the charity stripe. This will in fact be the Caps' first time at the line. Emily Potter checking back in for the Lynx as we have a look at Jade Melbourne at the line, a 72% free throw shooter this season for the Caps. She played in all 3 games for the Opals, but particularly the first 2 matches. She actually averaged the 20 minutes for the Opals in their Olympic qualifying tournament in Brazil and averaged the 8 points as well. So she got some really good exposure on the international stage.
And that's what these young players need. They need that experience. They need that exposure.
McDonald, Joel, the knee's working well, really well. That was athleticism at its best from Mary McDonald.
That's what we were missing all this time.
Yeah.
It's been away.
Melbourne at the other end kicks it out to Munga. Just the pass didn't have a lot of juice on it from Melbourne, so it was slightly delayed. Munga was a bit out of rhythm. Pass not much better at the other end. Good child apologises to Emily Potter.
Well, she was trying to reward Potter, who was running hard, and that is their game style, and that's the sort of thing that you have to, as a coach, if you're going to play that sort of fast-paced game, you're going to have some of those turnovers.
Capitals already in the bonus. The Lynx 1 foul away from it. Sharp fading away. She does that so well, but can't get that one to go. Clinch Hoykard brings down the rebound. Gorman, not sure who she was trying to pass to there, or may have just been miscommunication between her and Emily Potter. Sharp hoping for the cut. And Clark didn't quite come off, but it's still a Caps ball with less than a minute left.
Both teams need to take care of the basketball right now. There's too many turnovers, and I understand when you're playing a fast-paced game that's going to happen, but regardless, you need to take care of the ball and get a few more shots up.
Lynx 5 turnovers, Canberra 3 turnovers. Munga works her way into the paint and then gets her own offensive rebound, and Sharp is free for 3. Beautiful 3-point shooter, Alex Sharp. May have just been on the line. McDonald kicks up the tempo at the other end and can't reverse. Straight back to her feet. 6-second differential between the 2 clocks. Clark does a Melbourne to find Melbourne, who steps back. Just misses to the left, and the Lynx can have the final say of the quarter. Chibatoni with the Spalding. McDonald calling for Chibatoni to hold it up. Now the ball with McDonald, and she can go to work.
Just cleared out one side, isolated one side, left her wide open to shoot it.
Can't get it to go. Good fight back though from the Lynx. They conceded the first 6 points of the game, but at quarter time they lead the UC Caps 18-15.
I shoot like a girl. I block like a girl.
And the block came from George. Sharp over the top with a denial.
I rebound like a girl.
Gilman again on the O glass.
Rattles out.
There's Maley, the 2, average 20 points a game.
I move like a girl.
Kayla George fires back.
And that's what makes us great.
Women are powering forward and changing the game on and off the court. Together, Basketball Australia and the Australian Sports Commission are powering women in basketball. We are amplifying the voices, skills and spirit of women in the game. From the backboards to the boardrooms, we're breaking barriers, shattering stereotypes, and empowering the next generation of female athletes and leaders. Get involved, and together we can create a future where every girl's hoop dreams are within reach.
Tone with 7 points. Then Aari McDonald off the bench with a lovely basket as well, and certainly up the tempo once she made her presence felt on the court.
I feel like Maley is really playing a leadership role out there, a captain's role. So you can see her instructing and talking to her players on screen there. But 7 points, and it's the 3 offensive rebounds. She's got 5 rebounds, but 3 of them offensive. And I know we're not surprised about that, but it just gives her team that second opportunity to try and get another look at the basket. And that, you know, is all about work ethic and her timing of getting those rebounds.
7 points and 5 boards, and importantly has been fouled 3 times herself, so able to draw contact. Second quarter underway. Nice to have you with us on 9 now as we complete round 14 of the Cygnett WNBL. Gemma Potter had a fast start to the game. Okoye pulls the trigger and falls well short, and Maley was held as she tried to attempt that rebound. And that is the second foul, I'd suggest, on Alex Fowler. Also 2 fouls on Gemma Potter. Maley again able to draw the contact. Quinn Choikar was thinking about passing, but the seas sort of parted for her in the end, falling short though on the layup attempt. Melbourne for Sharp, aggressive, and was able to draw the foul and will shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, the defense just sort of parted there for Alex, and you can see the 2 defenders, Maley and the other player, weren't quite in position. You know, they came across to help, but Sharp was just too explosive and too quick.
Well, she described this WNBL season before it started as a bit of a make or break season for her. A big move to go from Perth to Canberra, and I suppose some on the outside question, would she be ready to make that step? Was she capable of becoming a real genuine powerhouse in the competition? I think she's probably answered it, considering her consistent output, Laurie, throughout the season.
Well, she's scoring 16 points, getting over 10 rebounds a game. So, and the other thing with her is that she's come out of her shell. You know, as you mentioned, she had some great games for Perth, but she's more of a leader. She has to be a bit more of a leader with this young Canberra team, and she's certainly stepped up in that regard.
You sense she always plays with presence out on the floor. Okoye puts up the 3-point attempt. That didn't look very close. Good child at the other end, in rhythm, catch and shoots.
That is what a classic catch and shoot is. I don't even think her feet hit the ground. She just caught it and let it fly.
Lovely lob pass that time from Okoye. Gemma Potter, though, had good defense around her. The ball knocked away, and it's an important few minutes coming up for the Caps, Laurie, because Perth have really been able to flip the momentum of the game, essentially since, well, 6 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Well, and we know what sort of firepower they have. Alex Sharp again from the 3-point line. She is keeping the Capitals within reach of this Lynx outfit.
She's got 6 points. And the Caps back within 4.
As I was saying, we know how Perth can just light it up and put on a lot of points very quickly. They're first in the competition, averaging 83 points a game. So you know that you don't want to get them feeling confident and moving the ball and shooting it quickly, because that is their style.
If you're a Perth Lynx fan, you know what you're going to get with your team. Live and die by the sword. Sharp. So graceful moving across the floor. Here's Potter. Now Melbourne with 6 to shoot. Okoye again pulls the trigger. Just doesn't look likely from three-point land. Monica Okoye so far, she's 0 of 3. The foul is called.
Yes, I agree, Ben. I mean, she's open, and those shots are the right shots to take, and she is a three-point shooter. But it's not as if they're just rattling in and out. They're you know, hitting the front of the rim. I think most of them have fallen short.
Yeah. Normally you see towards the back end of a basketball game as fatigue comes in. Only a quarter and a bit in. Oh, Melbourne banks it off the glass superbly.
Great finish through physicality. Jade Melbourne got her eyes on her target. That was a tough shot.
Couple of buckets in a row for the Caps. Atwell pulls the trigger. She can't get that triple to go. Only been able to put up the 2 3-point attempts so far, Amy Atwell. Perth, though, still holding a 2-point lead, but the Caps can even it up or even take it on this play right here. Gemma Potter with a great aggression. Left-hand attempt misfires, though. Maley was fouled. Again drawing contact. This time Alex Sharp called for the foul.
Yeah.
So that's now, sorry, Laurie, 2 on Sharp, 2 on Potter, and 2 on Fowler.
Just not quite in position.
Timeout called at the Bendat Basketball Centre. And this timeout is brought to you by CTM Sport, who are here to transform your team's travel experience. Leave the hassle of off-court. All week, really. 42 degrees right now outside. If it gets to 31 degrees or more inside the venue, a heat policy comes in where there's extra timeouts and extended breaks at the, called for, but looks pretty comfortable inside the Bendat Basketball Centre at the moment.
You can see that both coaches have utilized their benches.
Yep.
I think that's something that's really important. If heat is involved, maybe shorter stints on the court, quicker subs, just so you can, you know, get back, recover on the bench and get back on the court.
The Caps travelling as well. There's only 4 players to go to on the bench, whereas the Lynx, the home team, they've got pretty full complement of players. That does obviously include their development players. Here's Chippertoni for McDonald. 2 guards linking up here. The matchup, this is McDonald v Melbourne. McDonald lobs it in, but well read there by Fowler, knocking it away from Emily Potter. Allows Melbourne to go to work on offense. Sharp, Okoye goes again, and 4th time, doesn't really look like scoring off that 3-point attempt. All oxygen from Monica Okoye. McDonald at the other end lays it in.
Nice. She just hesitated, looked like she was going to pass to her streaming down the floor teammate in Maley, and then just casually went to the basket herself.
Sharp almost lost control. Fowler was there to help out. Melbourne into the paint. That's better. Okoye this time underneath the rack, reverses in.
Good movement off the ball. Okoye cutting just under the basket when Jade Melbourne penetrated down the middle, but...
Oh, McDonald is blocked by Melbourne. The guard battle is intriguing, and Melbourne able to get a hand in there. Nice timing from Jade Melbourne. Okoye into the arc. Melbourne to spear that pass to towards the baseline. It's come off Perth hand, so still the Caps ball with 12 seconds on the shot clock.
Again, Perth into a zone. I like how they're mixing it up and sort of throwing different looks at Canberra.
Fowler. Straight up was Emily Potter.
Really good defense by Potter.
And McDonald is not going to be caught. She is driving with great aggression and finishing, showing no signs of being hindered by injury. Fowler cuts in, gets it to Melbourne inside, was hoping for the cutting sharp. The pass was a ray.
Just a little too much heat on that pass.
The pass before from Chibatoni was perfect.
Well, it was because it was a little bit ahead of Ari McDonald, so she could run onto it. That's a perfect pass, slightly ahead of the player, so they don't have to stop and pick it up. They really just go into it and go into the layup.
McDonald taking over at the Bendat Basketball Centre. 8 points for her, having an immediate impact upon return. Fowler. Beautiful pass inside. Again, good patience shown by the Caps on the inside. And Munga is rewarded with the 2 points. So responding to every Lynx challenge at the moment are the UC Caps. Emily Potter screaming for it. Sharp try to get it away. Foul is called. Potter hits the 2 and can add a third with this free throw. Here's a look on replay. Inside the circle, there was Jada Clark.
Yeah, she was hoping she collected a charge in that instance. Coach Kristen Veal asking the same question.
Emily Potter at the line, trying to convert the three-point play and take her tally to 8 points. Averaging 13 per game, Emily Potter.
Now we see extended
Press,
pressure
yeah.
from Perth, yep. And it's good. It's forcing Canberra out of their comfort, out of, just being able to walk the ball up the floor and call it offense.
Gemma Potter takes on Emily Potter. And the Cap will go to the line to shoot a couple. Her last 3 games, Gemma Potter, 18 points, 25 points and 13 points, starting to build some late season form. Prior to this season, she played just 1 game in 3 seasons due to 2 ruptured ACLs. She had some terrible luck. She looked to the likes of Christy Wallace and our own Jenny Screen, who for inspiration and guidance and wisdom. So it is awesome to see her back playing and thriving for the UC Caps.
Well, speaking of Christy Wallace, wasn't it great to see her back on the court last night with the Melbourne Boomers, and Alice Koenig today for Townsville. We saw Steph Talbot for Adelaide and Shanice Swain for Sydney all play their second game, so it's good to see these superstar players.
Including Erin McDonald as well, who is putting up that shot, just falling short. She is 4 of 10 from the field. She's playing with ample confidence. She's guarding Gemma Potter here. Who kicks it out for Munga. Can't get that one to go. Sharp, so good off the offensive glass. Scrapped, did a good job there to ensure the Caps have a fresh look here. Munga kicks it out, showing great patience this quarter, the Caps. Clark can't get it to go, but the ball movement has been a feature.
Yep, ball movement was really good, making that extra pass wide open to Munger in the very corner.
McDonald wants a cut. Well, get a screen instead from Clinch Hoykard, or go herself. Mid-range attempt drops from Erin McDonald, who's into double figures.
I'll tell you what, she is not missing a beat.
No.
Her drives to the basket, her pull-up jump shot, as we just saw there.
Full class, Erin McDonald. Her 9th game where she's had 10 or more points. We've still got 3 minutes left in the second. Potter, long range. Only had the 5 seconds on the shot clock, so pulled the trigger. Now the Lynx with an opportunity to extend their lead. Atwell, double teamed. McDonald for Atwell, who is free. Oh, yes.
Oh, nice. Amy Atwell, a nice little pass to her teammate and Ari McDonald. Ari, we know she's got a great IQ, just caught it and sent it straight back to Atwell as the defense was rotating.
And that's the benefit, Laurie, of Ari McDonald being back in the side, because when McDonald gets the ball, she draws attention from the defense as well, and it just gives Amy Atwell that little opportunity, and she only needs a little opportunity to put it up.
Well, she does. She's got a very quick release, and that's what great players do. They make the players around them even better. So it does free up somebody like an Atwell. Maley can do different things. Potter now can be that presence inside, knowing that Ari McDonald's outside as well. You know, she's a great three-point shooter as well. So it's good to see her back and creating for her teammates.
This timeout is brought to you by Ford Aussie Hoops, which is the perfect introduction to the world of basketball for kids aged 5 to 10. Visit aussiehoops.basketbol for more information, to find a program, and to register your interest today. So the lead all of a sudden has ballooned out to a game-high 10 points for the Perth Lynx. An even spread of contributors as well. McDonald, as we saw, game-high 10 points for her. Potter with 8. Now Atwell joining Emily Maley with 7 points. Goodchild has 5 as well. Amy Atwell having a terrific season, as we said. Laurie, you and I were talking off there about who might be in the WNBL MVP contention. It seems like a pretty even field. Mercedes Russell and Lauren Nicholson to be right up there, but Amy Atwell can't be discounted, despite probably the Perth Lynx not having the back end of the season that they wanted. She's been mighty for the Lynx. Amy Atwell is Fowler. Her attempt knocked away, but still 5 to shoot for Jada Clark. Just hasn't been able to connect from the field so far. 0 of 4 so far, Clark. Maley for Gorman. Good look here for 3. In and out. And a foul is called on the Caps.
I think it's just they're trying so hard to block out Annalie Maley, and she's so difficult to block out. She doesn't just stand and let her defender, you know, make contact with her. She is in constant motion, so it's hard to block her out, and that's a sign of a great rebound.
She's been fouled 6 times already, Annalie Maley. She has the Spalding now. Going to work on Alex Sharp. Sharp knocks it away. It's still a Perth ball. This is a great matchup. Maley v Sharp, two of the best and most athletic and determined rebounders and in general players in the competition.
Oh, it's fun to see them. I took them away. I was an assistant coach with Chris Lucas and Simon Pritchard to the under-17 Worlds in the Czech Republic, and there they were. They were on that team together. So it's so fun to see and watch their careers and how they've both elevated to great status.
Whistle on the play. That foul has been called on Clark. So the Caps, so the inbounds pass has turned into a free throw attempt here, because the Caps are in the bonus. And Amy Atwell is an excellent free throw shooter. Prior to that, Laurie, she was going at 89% from the free throw line this season.
And she goes to the line a lot. She's been 90 now. This will be her 100th time to go to the line, so it's a great percentage.
Wasn't helped on that occasion, but Annalie Maley makes it a 3-point play. Couple of triples in this one for Annalie Maley, and the Lynx lead by 13. And with that, those points as well, Maley has a double-double already. Potter can't bank it in off the glass. Sharp gets the offensive rebound. So good with her footwork inside, and she gets the 2.
Really patient, a lot of poise by Alex Sharp. Just getting her defense in the air a little bit before she was able to finish.
Goodchild shows some class and poise on the inside to get that one to go. As Melbourne streams forward. Sharp, what a rebound. In one motion, kicked it out and gave Canberra a fresh 14. That was brilliant. Clark for Gemma Potter and put that one back to Alex Sharp's offensive rebound.
That is exactly right. That second chance opportunity.
Potter up to 11 points for the Caps. Back to a 10-point margin. Into the final minute. Gorman for three. Looked right off the hand, and Maley brings down an offensive rebound. Oh, it's not going to be counted. It's a baseline ball, according to the referee. Waved it off pretty soon after the shot. Caps are in the bonus, though.
I think we should give that a 10 for degree of difficulty.
Yeah. That was brilliant from Annalee Maley. She's playing a monster game, so she has, prior to these free throws, 10 points and 13 rebounds, and that is her 11th double-double in her 19th game of the season.
And from all accounts, she's loving being in Perth. Likes being near the beach.
Yes.
Likes the weather, her teammates. She likes Ryan Petrick and his coaching style and his game plan. So it's really good. Because sometimes when you make a move, it's a big move from her to go from Bendigo to Perth.
Yeah.
So it's good to see that she's enjoying herself there.
Sharp. Look at that acceleration. Kicks it out to Munga, who can't hit the triple. There's a 4-second differential between the two clocks, which Goodchild realises now. Atwell, guarded here by Munga. You know she loves to work her way inside or step back for three.
Yes, that's why she wanted the ball in her hands. Give it to me. I can make something happen, and she did.
Gemma Potter at the other end falls short. And the Lynx will head to halftime, you'd sense, with at least a 14-point lead. But it is a timeout before that. And this timeout is all thanks to the WNBL app. And if you haven't downloaded the official WNBL app, make sure you do, because the finals are coming and you won't want to miss a minute of the action. So download the WNBL app free from your preferred app store today.
So Ryan Petrick would have called this timeout with 2.4 seconds left to try and run a play. You know, you never know in the future when you might be in this situation.
Yeah.
The game might be exactly on the line. So it's a really good opportunity to put your players in that position, set something up, see what works, perhaps what doesn't work they could do differently the next time. But you might as well use your timeout and see if you can come up with something here.
And almost treat it like a situation where scores are level at the end of the game or something like that.
Exactly. Because as much as you try and simulate those at training, you know, up or down by 3 with 2 minutes to go, whatever, there's nothing like a real game situation.
So it'll be fascinating to see, great pick up, Laurie, what they do out of this timeout. Just 2.5 seconds left. Atwell and Goodchild. It'll be Goodchild who runs out of time in the end. But nonetheless, an impressive second quarter from the Perth Lynx. They showed top 4-like traits. And they hold a 46-32 lead at halftime at the Bendat Basketball Centre. Ben Waterworth with you alongside Laurie Chiswick as we have a look at some of the first half highlights. And Erin McDonald in particular in that second term set the tone for her side, and a lot of her other star teammates came with her after that.
Well, it was nice to see her on court and what she could do and the way she went about scoring. But as you said, her other teammates really contributed as well. And we can see Goodchild, we don't even think her feet touched the floor on that shot. It was so quick. But Canberra held with them until Ari McDonald, I think she had 3 left-hand layups in a row, sort of blew it open a little bit and extended that margin and, you know, pull-up jump shot there. And Canberra just weren't able to steady and finish a couple of perhaps easy shots that they would normally make.
They're going at 46% from the field, the Perth Lynx, which is always a dangerous sign when top offensive team in the competition is averaging nearly 50% from the field as well. Been a good battle off the glass between the two sides as well, led by Annalie Maley and Alex Sharp, as we have a look at some of the top individual performers so far in this contest. And already for the Perth Lynx, 3 players in double-figure points, headlined by Maley, Atwell and McDonald, the 3 A's all getting involved. And as I said, Maley already with a double-double in this game at halftime, her 11th double-double of this WNBL season. We'll take a short break here on 9 Now and come back with the second half. It's the Lynx leading 46-32.
Explode out on your first dribble. Okay, we've got 2 more. 1.
Sometimes as women, we look for perfection as opposed to execution.
The work ethic is important when the players are 40 years younger than you.
Cheers.
Ford dealers have backed sport in communities for nearly 100 years. And now, from the Boomers and Opals to Aussie Hoops, your local Ford dealer is proud to support basketball. Because all dreams start somewhere.
Oh, this is goosebump stuff. Like lightning.
Champagne Rugby League.
Doesn't he love it? Oh! It's a footy fan's dream. This is special.
Last season was simply the best.
It is hard to sum up what we have seen. Wow!
In 2024, we're turning it up.
He's the fastest man on the planet.
This is where legends bring you the best games every round. We're ready to get stuck in.
Bang! What a tackle!
And turn it up.
The entertainers are back.
Live and free on 9 and 9 Now.
Do you really want to be here?
Tonight, love
You pushed him to the point that he exploded.
has nowhere
Are you maybe afraid of her?
to hide.
Timothy, you had some opinions.
I don't regret anything I said.
I do hope that Tim opens. It would be lovely to tickle the possibility.
Must see Married tonight.
Rolling! 3-point play! The moments just keep getting bigger and bigger in this game. The photographer takes a hit.
Brock up. Bendigo makes a move, but denied wonderfully from Sharp. Lovely pass and a finish from Ali Wilson. Superb team play.
Seen some pretty basketball already.
Sure have, especially from the Flames. Oh,
We cannot. There's no pauses.
Canada from midcourt, from the arc. Jordan sets, shoots. Oh, yes! Brilliant from Jordan, Canada.
It was my first season in the WNBL, and I didn't really have any expectations going in, just to kind of put my best foot forward and play my best basketball. I think I definitely progressed as the year went on. Had a bit of a slow start, but yeah, I was quite happy with my year.
Sammy Whitcomb, after a very successful stint at the Perth Lynx, her first season with the Townsville Fire.
It's huge. I mean, obviously she was one of our dominant players last year. The ball was in her hands a lot and took a lot of the shots, made a lot of the plays and stuff like that. So losing a huge piece leaves a massive void to fill.
Definitely a massive win for Perth. And they did it by committee. It wasn't just Sammy Whitcomb, or it wasn't just Lauren Scherf. In fact, it was really Atwell, Bibby, Sharp.
Obviously, the opportunity opens up when you lose a big piece like her, and even some of the other girls, Scherfy and Bibby, and we lost pretty much most of our starting.
Sally.
And I'm Kelsey, and we're with the Ford Aussie Hoops program. We've got Charlie and Ari here. Do you play any other sports? Charlie?
Tennis.
Tennis. Okay.
What is your favorite TV show?
I did like a lot of cartoons, like the Rugrats. How long do you reckon Lily's been playing for?
Long time.
I thought 10 years.
10, close. Yeah, this is my 11th year. A backward shot. Oh. I mean, I could try. That could go anywhere.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Go ahead, Ari. You want to go next, Charlie?
Try that one.
Oh! Good job! Yay! Good job! Nice. All right, well, maybe we should retire and these guys can take over.
I shoot like a girl.
Jane Melbourne. Late shot on the buzzer is good. Sammy Whitcomb.
I block like a girl.
And the block came from George. Sharp over the top with a denial.
I rebound like a girl.
Gilman again on the old glass.
That rattles out.
There's Mailey the two. Average 20 points a game.
I move like a girl.
Kayla George fires back.
And that's what makes us great.
When it comes to pets, no one loves them quite like Aussies.
Aussies spend a whopping $33 billion on their pets every year.
Tuesday, we dig up all the facts on our furry friends.
Which pet can poo up to 300 times a day?
It's got to be a rabbit.
Worst Pez dispenser ever.
The 100, Tuesday after Married on 9 and 9 now. This is Sandrine, friend, sister, and loving mother. 12 years ago, she vanished in a gripping investigation.
We were everything to her. Mum would never leave us.
We examine the case like never before.
This was not suicide.
And ask,
if Sandrine is dead,
where is her body?
Who's been using her social media account?
The vanishing of Sandrine. Wednesday after Married on 9.
Women are powering forward and changing the game on and off the court. Together, Basketball Australia and the Australian Sports Commission are powering women in basketball. We are amplifying the voices, skills and spirit of women in the game. From the backboards to the boardrooms, we're breaking barriers, shattering stereotypes and empowering the next generation of female athletes and leaders. Get involved and together we can create a future where every girl's hoop dreams are within reach.
Third quarter just moments away from the Bendat Basketball Centre as round 14 of the Cygnett WNBL concludes in Perth, and it's the Lynx holding a 46-32 lead over the UC Capitals. Ben Waterworth with you alongside Laurie Chiswick. And Laurie, we've witnessed Annalene Maley, who missed the last game the Perth Lynx played. She's come back into the side and made Griffin-like, because she did spend a few years at the Bendigo Spirit under Kelsey Griffin, who is one of the best leaders, and you talk to a lot of players who've played under Kelsey and how much they appreciate her leadership. I suppose Annalise the only person who could answer this, but you sense what she's probably learned from a player like Kelsey and a leader like Kelsey she's taken to the Perth Lynx.
Well, and I think where you look at her stature within that team, and well, this is her first year there, but she was MVP of our league. You know, she's got a great background with the Opals, part of the Opals squad. So players look to that, and she's a natural. She understands the game. She's able to communicate. So I think when you're in a situation like that, somebody that does rise up, and I'm sure the experience that she had with Kelsey would certainly play a part in that.
So the Caps down by 14, players stepping back out onto the floor now. It's been a tough season for the Caps, to say the least. They're away from home. They're playing on a hot Perth day after playing only 3 days ago as well. It's a young team. They're missing a couple of experienced players out there. Alex Bunton out there today for the Caps. I suppose it can be a tough half coming up, but we know the talent, Laurie, on this UC Capitals outfit.
Well, I think they've shown us throughout this season so far that they're never going to hang their heads. They're never going to stop, regardless of the scoreline. They're going to keep going. They surprised a few teams this year. So, you know, you have to give them full credit, but that's a great way for Perth to start. Perth outscored Canberra 28-17 in that last quarter, so Canberra are really going to want to try and get some stops defensively and then keep adding to that score line, as pretty easy there for Jade Melbourne.
Leapt into the air and laid it in with aplomb. That was brilliant from Melbourne. You get the quick response. Chibatoni thought about the three. Maley attempts the mid-range too, but get a rebound.
Good idea. Canberra went into his own, throwing something different at them just to see what that looks like for Perth.
Melbourne kicks it out for Gemma Potter, who is playing a really great game for the UC Caps.
That's a nice start. A couple of stops, a couple of baskets for Canberra. Just chip away at that scoreline.
She's up to 14 points. Gemma Potter. Melbourne wins it back. One-on-one with Goodchild. She leapt into the air but couldn't get it to go. In the end, well played by Goodchild to ensure there was no easy basket. Oh, there's an elbow come out there. And it's going to be an offensive... No. Emily Potter arguing her case here. Thought she was initially calling for her teammates to come back on offense, but as I called earlier, the left hand from Potter came out.
It looked like she extended that arm a little bit, and Fowler was there.
So she's got 3 fouls, hence she comes to the bench at the start of the third quarter.
So that's 3 stops basically for Canberra.
Clinch Hoycard on the floor. Sharp. Got an opportunity now with Potter off the floor for Sharp to really take over, and Fowler as well. Fowler kicks it out. Melbourne, good look for 3. Can't get it to go. Used up all their shot clock there, and Maley gets one over Sharp there with the rebound. Chibatoni for 3. Yes!
That's what they do. They were playing. There was 5 out. There was nobody in there to get a rebound if she missed, but they've got that green light to shoot that shot.
Chibatoni joins the scorers for the Perth Lynx. Back up to 14 points. Sharp from Melbourne for Okoya. Long 3-ball attempt. That looked better off the hand. She loved it too. Big fist pump from Monica Okoya.
Well, that was good because she's 0 for 4 prior to that shot.
Can that spark Okoya and the Caps? Goodchild misses the 3. Melbourne and Okoya and Gemma Potter combining here. 10 to shoot. Potter lost control. Melbourne can reset here. Drives into the lane and lost control, but she was fouled on her way through.
That was a little bit disjointed from Canberra, that play phase. I feel like they're the ball is in one person's hands for too long. They've got to get it moving, get the defense in rotation, and hit the extra pass, because right now they're a little bit slow in their passes and standing.
Just when it wasn't clicking for the Perth Lynx, in comes star import, Ari McDonald. Okoye with a long three, misfired. And now the Lynx will have a look on offense. Atwell steps back, Clinch Hoykard. She loves to put up the three ball as well. McDonald guarded here by Fowler. Will she take her on? Sees the cut from Shibatoni. Instead it goes out to Maley for the long range.
Again, really good action. Shibatoni cutting in. Ari McDonald faking that pass inside. Drew the defender just slightly away from Maley. Nice little skip pass and finish.
Long two on that occasion from Annalie Maley, as Amy Atwell apologises to the fans in the front row for knocking the ball out of bounds in their direction, but it was well played by Atwell to force a restart here by the Caps. Melbourne v McDonald. Gemma Potter back for Melbourne. Okoye on the inside, just lost control. Knocked away from her, and they only have 2 seconds to work with here, the Caps.
And Okoye is actually really strong. She can take her player inside. She can post up. She's got some good moves in there. So I like it how she's mixing it up a little bit.
Steps back for three, and well off target as well. So Monica Okoye is 1 of 7 from three-point land so far today. She's been going at 29% from beyond the arc so far this season, averaging 8 points per game. McDonald, fouled by Potter of the Gemma variety. That's her 3rd personal foul.
Just using her foot speed. You can see that she's hesitated just a little bit, then just put on the burners to try and round that corner and was fouled.
Well, Atwell was momentarily left free for 3. The defense arrived late. It was just enough to force an ill-directed shot from Atwell. Now, what have the Caps got on offense? Melbourne takes on Chibatoni, and with the left hand, finishes superbly.
That was a tough shot. She really had to use the extension of her arm to make that finish, but then...
Speaking of awesome left-hand finishes at the other end.
Exactly. Just a great answer from Ari McDonald.
Some terrific matchups out on the floor. Potter can't bank it in. And Maley wins the race to get the Spalding, and then the scrap. Clinch Hoykard for McDonald, for Atwell. Okoye was there ready to guard, but she steps back so well. Doesn't get the desired result though, Amy Atwell. Melbourne for Fowler. A 3 attempt from Alex Fowler is almost rebounded there by Atwell. She copped some contact on the way down and lost control. Potter draws Clinch Hoykard in, steps inside but can't hit the 2.
She did all the hard work there. Shot fake, got her player in the air, drove hard in to the basket and just wasn't able to finish.
Halfway through this 3rd quarter, Chibatoni takes on Okoye. Doesn't get the lucky roll that she was after. And Perth still holding this 13-point advantage. Melbourne into the lane, draws the contact. The points count. Jay, Melbourne is pumped.
Now they're slowly chipping away at this margin. Looking at both teams, Ben, it's interesting. There's a lot of one-on-one. You know, not a lot of coming off of screens, ball and player movement. It's a lot of one-on-one, either taking your player to the rack, maybe one pass, a pick and roll, but which is the style of play that we know both of these teams employ. Certainly Canberra is about read and react, and we know that Perth are about run and spacing and pace.
This time some run is provided by Gemma Potter, and they've got the margin back within 7. Terrific fight back here by the Caps.
Certainly is, and Ryan Petrick would be a little bit worried right now.
Atwell during the defence. It was going to find a teammate, but it's been fumbled by the Lynx over the baseline. And the Caps continue to chip away here. Excellent third quarter performance from them. Melbourne can't find a teammate. It's a foul against the Lynx.
Well, the Lynx have only scored 7 points in this third quarter. And as we've stated throughout that whole first half, this is basically a do-or-die game for Perth. They have to win. They have to rely on some other results, but if they don't win, then it's all over for them. Great defense by Amy Atwell. What a finish!
Clark showing great composure in a difficult situation, and the Caps really starting to get within striking distance. WA product as well, Jada Clark. McDonald for Gorman, for Emily Potter. Back on the floor with 3 fouls to her name. She steps back and gets the mid-range too.
They certainly needed that settling basket.
Munga. She responds with her own mid-ranger. They have got their tails right up, the Caps. Atwell can put a stop to that with a triple. She misses. Gemma Potter with the quick rebound. Really has been all Canberra in this quarter. Munga in rhythm, can't get it to go, but a long offensive rebound for Gemma Potter. Inside for Munga, inside for Fowler. She gets it to go, and Ryan Petrick's seen enough. Timeout is called.
Well, he really needs to stem this momentum that's come from the Canberra Capitals. And the more that they score, the more confidence breeds confidence. So if one player's going and another player, it goes throughout the whole team. So Perth need to really talk about it. And if their shots aren't dropping, they have to be prepared to play some defense there and lock down the Canberra team.
This timeout is brought to you by your local Ford dealer, proudly supporting community basketball in Australia. As you mentioned, Laurie, the Caps have been able to put the shackles on Perth offensively this quarter, and the Caps have had a 20-11 third quarter.
Yep.
Very, very impressive. Gemma Potter has continued to chip away. Jay Melbourne has really dictated the tempo of the performance as well. But it seems like not necessarily one player that's got him back in there. It seems just like strong, solid defense, and then a spread of contributors at the other end of the floor.
And that's much harder to defend. And for Perth, we mentioned in the first half how they can pile on points, and they're first in the competition in points for at 83. But equally, they're the 8th team, the last team. They have the most points conceded against them at 85. So they need to change that with Canberra, because once they've got their confidence going, and they have nothing to lose, Canberra. They're just out there playing right now. They can be loose. They can, make decisions. So all the pressure is on Perth.
And often teams with nothing to lose are the most dangerous. Emily Potter.
She did a great job of doing all the hard work before the ball got reversed, and then she held that seal, was able to a nice pass inside and finish strongly.
Okoya left open for 3. She hits, she connects, and the Caps.
That's where she's most dangerous, at the top of that three-point arc as opposed to in the corner. That's her most comfortable spot. You just can't leave her open.
Caps are within 4. Amy Atwell hits the floor.
That was a late whistle. I think Amy was wondering whether the call was going to be made or not.
Munga certainly had a lot of the basketball in her defensive attempt. Looks like it will be a sideline ball. 2 team fouls on the Caps in this third quarter. 4 for the Lynx, though. Emily Potter. Did she travel? No, yes, she did.
Yep, just that extra step in there. Great defense by Alex Sharp.
A bucket here, just over a minute left. Make things really interesting. Can Okoye deliver? She can't. An important rebound by Gorman. Maley. But Goodchild loves this situation. She can't get it to go, then follows up her own offensive rebound. And that's a tough finish from Mila Goodchild.
That was a great sequence of play. A nice kick ahead by Maley, and Goodchild caught it in rhythm, missed the shot, but then did a great job of following it up, getting her own rebound and finishing and going to the line.
2 caps were around her, still good enough with the non-preferred left hand to hook it in, and a much-needed field goal for the Lynx. And he's turned into a 3-point play, extend the lead back out to 7. Foul against Gorman. She really tried to go with Melbourne on that occasion.
Well, she was forcing her away from the screen, not letting her use it, and then forced Melbourne to go very high side of that screen, and the screen was sort of a non-event there, but unfortunately fouled.
72% free throw shooter, Jade Melbourne, as she heads to the line. In her previous 3 WNBL games prior to tonight, she'd actually averaged 7 points at 21% from the field, and that was including 1 of 13 from 3-point territory. She's got her confidence back tonight. She's up to 11, going at 44% from the field, and 7 assists as well. Clinch Hoycard for Maley. Good ball movement here, and Goodchild is free for 3. Can't get it to go. Clinch Hoycard can't find a teammate. 13-second differential between the 2 clocks. We tick towards 3-quarter time. Jada Clark again with another eye-catching play.
That was a really strong drive. There were defenders there, but she just found her way in between and finished with her left.
Amy Atwell loves this situation, and the Lynx need her to deliver right now. She says, get out of my way, Mac. I'll go myself. On the inside, can't bank it in. Maley offensive rebound, loses control, disappointed no foul was called. Caps can have a final say here. Melbourne for Okoye. Can she hit the 3? She ran out of time. That could have been a big blow on the 3-quarter time buzzer if Okoye got it up and connected. But nonetheless, that's an impressive 3rd quarter from the UC Caps. 29 points to 16 in that term. And it means, Laurie, we have a 3-point ball game as we turn for home. That was a mighty term from Kristen Veal's side.
Well, and I said that as they came onto the court. The thing about the Capitals is, you know, that they're never going to drop their heads. They're never going to start trying, regardless of the score, regardless of who their opposition is. And they just showed that in spades in this quarter. And what a comeback it is by them. And now the 4th quarter, the pressure is all on Perth.
Yeah, very much so. The Perth Lynx need to win, must win, to keep their finals hopes alive. They do have to, but then have to rely on other results in other games to go their way.
Well, they have to rely on next. If they win today, then they have the big clash against Bendigo next week, because that determines head-to-head. That determines if they even have a chance at pushing their way up the ladder, either team. So it just sets it up for an amazing last round of the Cygnett WNBL.
11 turnovers to 4 in favour of the Lynx. The Caps doing a better job of taking care of the basketball. We saw Jade Melbourne really start to come into her own in that 3rd quarter. She's now up to 11 points for the game. Gemma Potter continuing her strong finish to the season as well. She has a game-high 16 points. And Alex Sharp with another double-double already in this contest. It's her 11th double-double of the season. And also, Annalie Maley has her 11th double-double of the season and 5 assists to go with that. Be an interesting huddle to be a fly on the wall for the Perth Lynx as Ryan Petrick addresses his side. It really is do or die now, Laurie, for the Lynx.
Well, I'm just wondering, Ari McDonald's played 14 and a half minutes or almost 15 minutes, and we see her starting this quarter. How limited is she?
Yes.
Do they need her? Can they have her on the court in crunch time? We'll see what happens in this fourth quarter. But, you know, if she can get going and not only necessarily score herself, but what we talked about, she commands so much attention, it can free up somebody like Amy Atwell, Goodchild.
She's had the 12 points from her 14 minutes so far, Ari McDonald. Didn't play a lot in that third quarter. We heard from the Lynx during the week that they are playing McDonald on restricted minutes for her return game. Maybe she was heavily restricted in that third quarter and she can be unleashed a little bit more in the fourth.
Maybe it's that 20 minutes that the restricted, so that
Yep.
half of a quarter.
Melbourne kicks up the tempo at the start, misses, and the Lynx get an early reprieve and can have a look on offense. Both Sharp and Melbourne, their two co-captains, can get from one part of the floor to the other in the blink of an eye. Acceleration across a few steps is awesome. Emily Potter has looked dangerous in this position all night.
Well, that was nice ball movement against the zone, good positioning. Potter just snuck behind the zone, then was able to flash inside, catch the ball, nice finish.
She's up to 16 points, Emily Potter, and another turnover by the Caps, so 2 reprieves for Perth to start this fourth term. Here is McDonald. Maley. Emily Potter again. One-on-one with Fowler. Kicks it out. Ari McDonald for 3. She's back.
See, that's just such simple basketball. If you can get the ball to the foul line, that's sort of the zone killer. Potter again behind the line of the zone in the vision. Inside, outside, Ari McDonald nailing that 3.
Up to 15 points from 15 minutes. Pretty anti-strike rate for the star import. Fowler, mid-range 2. Looked all right off the hand, but it's to the left. And Perth playing with a bit more urgency now. Maley for McDonald. One-on-one with Melbourne. Oh, my word, that is an incredible shot.
She is pumped. Her team is pumped and the fans are pumped, and so they should be. What a shot from Ari McDonald.
Teasing Melbourne and then put the 3-point attempt up when Melbourne least expected it. Okoye, in the end, too easy for Gorman to win that ball back and goes coast to coast herself. Can't get it to go, but queen of offensive rebounds gives McDonald an opportunity to shoot. And Melbourne able to get it to Sharp, to Gemma Potter. No foul call, much to the disgust of the Perth Lynx fans. And Potter's up to 18 points for Canberra. All of a sudden, the Lynx have a 9-point lead that was 11. And Ari McDonald has completely changed the energy of this game. Maley from the charity stripe knocks it down, and Kristen Veal's seen enough. Timeout is called. What an explosive start by the Lynx.
It certainly has been, Ben, and it was on the back of, I think, the positioning of Potter and her decision-making, the relentlessness of Maley, and then, of course, Ari McDonald, 2 threes in a row. That just broke it wide open.
First event WNBL Fan MVP Award is now open for voting. Who is your MVP this season? It is a wide open field, but you can cast your vote if you head to the WNBL website now. And then you can also go into the draw to win 2 tickets, flights, and accommodation to the WNBL Awards night. As you can see, just bottom of your screen there as well is Fremantle AFL veteran Michael Walters. He's a big supporter of the Perth Lynx. Has brought a lot of AFL players to Perth Lynx games, really try to encourage them to get along. He's a terrific support off the court for the Lynx, so great to see him courtside here. And he and Lynx fans have been treated to a breathtaking start to this fourth quarter by Perth. An 8-2 start, and Erin McDonald with 6 of those 8 points.
Well, they'd be certainly happy with their team, and it just relieves the pressure slightly. 7.5 minutes is a long time to go. And we'll see how long Erin McDonald can stay on the court, but certainly she's had an impact in this first 2.5 minutes. She looks like she's enjoying herself out there too after all that time.
Yeah.
You know, rehabbing, getting herself right. It's so good to see her out there.
Melbourne off for Sharp. That's an incredible play by the Caps. Sharp with the quick hands to Fowler after a almost half Hail Mary from Jade Melbourne. Perfect start out of the timeout. Erin McDonald teases Sharp this time. Can't get that one to go. Sharp brings down the rebound. McDonald v Melbourne, Sharp v Maley. Fowler putting up the 3, can't get it to go. McDonald had it knocked away from her by Sharp.
First, just need to talk about when they have that pick and roll and 2 players go with the inside player, the roller, and they're just flipping it over their shoulders back out to the 3-point shooter. And I mean, they're just lucky they're missed right now the last couple of times.
McDonald for Maley. Potter again screaming for it underneath the rack. Work it along the perimeter to start with. Eventually gets to Potter, but well read by the defense of the Caps. Forced a quick shot. Maley's taken down there. She can't believe no foul is being called. It is deemed out of bounds and a Canberra ball. Off the rebound. Melbourne made contact.
Wow, she went sailing.
Yeah.
Or
see the mascot checking in as well.
Honestly, one thing about Annalise Maley is that because she goes after the board so relentlessly, we see her going flying there. Whether she was fouled or not, she doesn't get frustrated.
No.
She has this game face, just, okay, I'm going to get on with it. I'm going to get the job done. I'm going to continue. And that's tough sometimes.
Sharp at the other end, hits the 2 there. Far from out of this contest, the UC Caps. They continue, as they have done all season, to push teams right to the end. Erin McDonald, though, may have been a little hand in there from the Caps. And they get the ball back. Okoye, oh, she pulls up for 3 and can't get it to go. And Emily Potter was crucial off the glass there. And Erin McDonald is just far too good.
A little fist pump while she's on the floor. Thank you very much. What a comeback game for Erin McDonald. Coming off the bench, up to 20 points now. I mean, how did that go?
Yeah, and what more could Jade Melbourne have done defensively as well, because she sort of angled McDonald towards her right side, but McDonald's still good enough to get the left-hand attempt up and get it to go. And she can complete the 3-point play here and make it a 10-point margin. Erin McDonald up to 21 points. It is the 9th time she's had 10 or more points in a game. She comes to the bench as well.
Now the question will be is, will we see her again?
So she's played the 18 and essentially a half minutes, really. Melbourne for Fowler, for Gemma Potter, for Munga. Wide open for 3, can't connect, and an easy long rebound here for Goodchild. Atwell just had it ripped away from her.
A lot of standing around right now for Perth. It's just one pass.
Goodchild almost had to put it up at a necessity in the end. Hannon brought down the rebound. And Atwell goes to work. That's tough. Oh, she somehow got it to go.
There is more party tricks for Perth right now. First, Erin McDonald, and now Amy Atwell.
That is pure grit and determination from Amy Atwell.
That's what you tell players to do all the time. If you're driving to the basket and there's defenders there and they're on your arms, hanging, still get a shot up. Still have an attempt to the basket. 1, you never know if it's going to go in, as it did in that case, or 2, you'll find yourself at the foul line.
news in recent times as well that she signed a WNBA training contract with Phoenix. Amy Atwell. We'll watch that with ample interest over the coming months. Chivatoni is called for the foul. That is the first foul on the Lynx in this fourth term. Almost hearing your effects mic there.
Yes.
You're fine, Chiva, you're fine. I reckon that may have been Ryan Petrick with that as Sharp easily drives inside to get the 2.
So 11 points with 5 minutes to go to keep their season alive.
Sharp up to 14 to go with 13 rebounds. Great athleticism there from Hannon to keep it inbounds, but couldn't get the 2 to go. Munga pulls up, loves this area. Can't drop that in, and Hannon again with a strong rebound. Crucial plays from Ashley Hannon. She had up to 3 boards coming off the bench. Maley for Atwell. Gets the screen from Hannon and goes for the mid-range 2 and can't get it to go. And Munga gives Canberra an opportunity here. Just over 4 minutes left, 11 points to the margin. She gritted the teeth there, Melbourne, put the head down, drove hard inside and got the 2. Jade Melbourne summed up in 5 seconds right there.
That's right. And again, this whole Canberra team, this never say die attitude, and a steal by Jade Melbourne.
Oh, she personifies that never say die attitude. Consecutive field goals for the co-captain.
Yeah, it's back to 7 points.
They will not say die. Foul is called on Munga. McDonald is about to come back into the game.
Well, we knew that, especially with Jade Melbourne sort of coming up big the last couple of times, and they were guarding each other, Ari McDonald and Jade Melbourne, so we'll see if that's still the case.
She gets to work immediately. 8 seconds to shoot. Takes on Okoye, shoots it in Okoye's face, and it's all net. The definition of a microwave off the bench tonight, Ari McDonald.
So great to see that she has not missed a beat in all those months and rounds and games that she's been missing.
Melbourne, she won't let up. Beautiful pass inside of Gemma Potter. And she takes her tally to 20 points for the game. 4th consecutive double-figure points for Gemma Potter. Her namesake at the other end, Emily Potter, draws the contact. And that is, despite her being in foul trouble throughout the night on occasions, Laurie, Emily Potter has always just looked dangerous. And they've always tried to make the most of the mismatch on the inside.
She's been presenting really well. She's working hard to try, and if they're trying to front or three-quarter front, then she's still trying to work hard, get her angles right, hold her seals. And so if you're constantly doing that, then you have a defender that has to defend you and take care of you. So that's what she's been doing, engaging a defender, and if she gets that position and her teammates find her, she's making great moves to the basket.
That's now 18 points for Emily Potter. Big performance from her. She's gone at 75% from the field. And importantly, 5 of 5 from the free throw line tonight. Oh, Melbourne slipped on her left foot there. I think she's okay. In the meantime, Fowler drives hard inside and will shoot 2 after drawing some contact. Just over 2.5 to play, and Fowler can reduce that to 8, the margin to 8 rather.
Oh yeah, a little awkward.
Heart and mouth stuff momentarily, but she's okay. Jade Melbourne, 15 points and 10 assists, a double-double for Jade Melbourne, her 5th of this WNBL season. Alex Fowler at the line, a 63% free throw shooter. What a season she's had with the Caps. She misses the second attempt, and guess who brings down the defensive rebound? Board number 18 for Annalie Maley. 7 assists as well to go with the 15 points. Maley for Potter. Oh no, I thought it was going to Potter.
Well,
instead it went to Amy Atwell.
Oh, she did that pass fake perfectly.
Yes.
Ben got you, that's for sure. And it did. It got the defense to drop in, and just a great pass then to the corner. Really good execution by the whole team.
Amy Atwell.
I have to say the teams, and in particularly Perth, I like how they're using the pass fakes more than I've seen in the past. So they're having a look, and that's because Emily Potter is presenting. So a nice little fast pass fake inside. Defense collapses. It opens up your shooters.
So the Cygnett WNBL Night of Nights is just 1 week away. It's being held on Sunday, the 25th of February at the Ridges in Melbourne. There are limited tickets available for the public, but you can grab yours now. So head over to the WNBL awards page on the website for all the details and to get access to the WNBL's Night of Nights. So again, the Lynx have been able to find a way to pull away from the Caps. It's been a 24-15 quarter in favour of Perth. Mary McDonald has played a big role in that. 24 points from 20 minutes on the floor. She's been able to get 19 shots up as well, so 1 shot per minute she's putting up.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah. And almost, at times, just sort of nonchalant in her approach. It's so slick and graceful across the court. Okoya from way downtown.
Well, that's a good first step into bringing this margin back.
Keeps on going to her three-point well. She's 3 of 11 from deep tonight. McDonald gets the screen, drives inside, kicks it outside for Amy Atwell. Double A with an A-grade finish again.
Again, that's Ari McDonald doing that. You want the ball in her hands as the clock's ticking down. She will create something.
Sharp misses, and Maley with the rebound. We are half on triple-double watch here for Annalie Maley. If she can get 2 assists in the next 90 seconds. 15, 18, and 8, her stat line so far. McDonald kicks it out, and Gorman steps back and can't hit the 3. And Melbourne, good luck catching her. Amy Atwell will try her best. Big one-on-one. Great defense, Amy Atwell. You can almost see Jade Melbourne just drop a little bit in body language after that one missed and no foul was called. McDonald steps inside and with the right hand will go to the line to shoot a couple. Terrific to see her smiling and
it is
having, and as you mentioned, Laurie, really enjoying her time back on the floor.
Well, sometimes when you come back after a long injury like she said, you're a little bit nervous. Maybe stand back a little bit, just sort of work yourself into the game and into games over a few. But I tell you what, she has not taken a backward step. She's been driving, she's been shooting, she's been playing some great defense, creating for her teammates. So, you know, not taking any time to get back into rhythm. Except maybe foul shot.
Maley, though, cleans up. The Lynx hit 90 points once again. Maley having a big night herself. Sharp, driving, scoring.
Great drive, Alex Sharp. She was almost too far under the basket, but she knew exactly where she was and was able to just contort or move her body, but we can see the crowd appreciation for Ari McDonald coming off the court.
What a performance. 24 points in 21 minutes. For Ari McDonald, we'll see a couple of bench players coming on. Amy Jacobs, Sarah Allen. And some court time.
Well, Ryan Petrick did a good job of not putting Ari McDonald on very much in the third quarter.
Played it to perfection.
Yep, even when Canberra were coming back and made it a three-point game, he knew in his mind the strategy that he wanted to employ, and he stuck with it.
Fowler gives away the foul. An opportunity now for Forster, who's coming onto the floor as well, Chloe Forster. Quinn Choikard was fouled, so with the Caps in the bonus, she will go to the line. She's an 80% free throw shooter. She's been such an important player off the bench with the Perth Lynx across the past 4 seasons. 2 as a development player and 2 on the main roster. Game time has increased with every season.
Well, the fans here today certainly have been treated to a great high-quality game for their Perth Lynx, and that'll set them up for their last game of the season, which is also a home game against Bendigo.
Trisome fires, and opportunity here for the Perth Lynx to head to the line. It'll be Sarah Allen in her 3rd WNBL game, and this could be a moment she'll never forget. Hasn't scored so far in her WNBL career. This would be a moment she won't forget. No player forgets their first points in the WNBL. Come on, Sarah. Come on.
You've built this moment up, Ben. Come on, Sarah.
Yes. The lucky roll for Sarah Allen takes Perth's tally to 94. Girasome misfires on the triple attempt, but the Perth Lynx keep their finals hopes alive. They were challenged big time by the UC Caps, but they pulled away late, and Ari McDonald inspired an awesome 4th quarter performance, and the Lynx run out victors 94-79. And Laurie, it sets up one heck of a final round in the Cygnett WNBL season.
Well, all they can do is control what they can control, the Perth Lynx, and that is getting the win today and then preparing themselves for Bendigo next week. And we know Bendigo had a fantastic win over Townsville earlier today, so that just sets up this amazing clash between the two of them.
There is Ari McDonald having a word there with UC Caps assistant coach Paul Goris. Look how stoked they are to have her back on the team as well. Allen gets a nice pat on the head as well for her first WNBL points. As we have a look at the highlights of Ari McDonald in a textbook comeback game, perfectly managed by the Lynx from a minutes played perspective. And my word, did she make the most of those minutes played, Laurie?
Well, didn't she? And you know, again, sometimes when you haven't played for a while, you're not match fit. But I thought she was sprinting down the floor, that the fitness didn't affect her at all. I mean, she played the 20 minutes, but just finishes like that are just such high quality. And she looked like she was having a bit of fun there. Step back for that 3-point shot. We know she shot a couple straight in a row that really blew open and set them up for that 4th quarter.
Certainly did. Let's have a look at the highlights from the 4th quarter. The Caps were really within striking distance at 3-quarter time. They did challenge early, but just a couple of turnovers at the very start of the quarter proved costly, and the Perth Lynx pounced in the end, and it was their biggest quarter of the game, the Lynx. 32 points they put on the Caps, who only put through 20 points, and they run at 94-79 victors, and it was a pretty even contribution from all the Lynx players throughout the game, Laurie.
Well, it was, and that makes them really difficult to defend when there's not just one person. I mean, Ari McDonald, 24 points, but then we had contributors from from Emily Potter, I thought did a great job, 18. Atwell, 19. Annalie Maley, 17. That's tough to defend when there's that even spread of scoring.
So the Lynx, with their 5th highest score of the season, 94 points, defeating the Capitals 79. Their field goal percentage was high every night and all for most of the night. They're going at 37% from 3-point territory as well. They're going to be very, very hard to stop. Lots of standout individual performances. Annalie Maley, 20 rebounds for Annalie Maley to go with the 17 points as well. We've talked about McDonald. And for the Caps, Gemma Potter with another 20 and Alex Sharp with 16 and 13 and Jade Melbourne with 15 points and 11 assists. Well, Laurie, it really does now all come down to the final round of the WNBL season. Everyone's going to have their calculators out trying to work out all the permutations. You won't want to miss a game next weekend.
I tell you what, round 15, how great is it for the Cygnett WNBL that it's not only coming down to the last round, but we still do not know who is in the top 4. There's 6 teams that are vying for probably, I would say that Southside and Townsville are locked in, but 4 teams vying for that 3rd and 4th spot. And then actually positions on the ladder is still up in the air too. So how great for our competition.
It is fantastic indeed. You won't want to miss a game next week as 6 teams vie for 4 spots. On behalf of Laurie Chiswick and our entire hard-working team, this is Ben Waterworth signing off from a very hot Bendat Basketball Centre where the Lynx caught fire late. Erin McDonald returned with a vengeance. And the Lynx kept their finals hopes alive with a 94-79 win over the UC Capitals. Good night.